Fáilte Ash, go dtí an Mhór podcast. Welcome back to the Mhór podcast. I'm absolutely delighted this week to be joined by an absolute hero in Cork. He's really on the rise, doing very well. It's Mr. Tommy Hyde, the governor. Tommy, thank you so much for coming on. You're very welcome.
Thanks for having me on, I appreciate it and I appreciate the opportunity. I wish I had a couple of Irish words to give back to you. My Irish is very poor, which I'm actually embarrassed by, but I wish I had a couple of Irish words to give back.
Don't worry about it. You're definitely not on your own there, sure, and I'm sure there's many who share your sentiment there. But listen, we'll get there.
Yeah.
Tommy, look, it's your we'll get straight into it. Tommy, just for anyone who might not know him, is a professional boxer. He's 14-0 recently, winning your fight in Cork. Really, very big on social media. I believe you've 35k on TikTok, 16k on Instagram.
Yeah. So it's kind of for boxing. You're told you have to have the social media presence. So I try to push it as much as I can without being a pain in the hole. But yeah, I was chatting to people that have good social media backing and stuff like that. I'd be asking them for tips and stuff like that. And the main thing is just to be busy on social media. So I try to be as busy as I can. And just kind of share what I'm doing in training, what I'm doing at home, and then my boxing I'm a big boxing fan, so I try to give my opinion on boxing fights and different fighters and stuff like that. So I'm doing my best to kind of grow the social media, but it's great. Some videos there on TikTok, we put so much work into it and it gets feck all views really, and then you'd put up a video of eating a chipper or something like that, or having food down the black market, and they get 100,000 views, and like, oh, is this one? This is not the one I want to get the views on. I want the boxing, but it all helps.
Absolutely, that's very true. So far in your career, you're 14-0, as I said. You've actually even beat boxers from all around the world. I think the likes of Ghana, the likes of a few fellas in South America, obviously fellas close to home as well. Could you tell us what were your most difficult fights to date?
I've over 100 fights as an amateur, so you're seeing all different styles, fighting all over the world as an amateur as well. So there were some very tough fights there, and even some of the lads in Ireland were very, very tough fights. And then so far as a pro, to be honest, when you turn professional, your first fight is supposed to be a bit of a gimme just to get you back, get you into the swing of things with the smaller gloves and fighting with no top on, and it's just a different atmosphere, different setting. But my opponent in my debut, he ended up being a bit of a tough bastard, to be honest. I remember, I think I dropped him 2 or 3 times, and I seen he was calling me on, he was like, come on, let's go. I said, Jesus, this fella's not, this isn't the same fella I saw on YouTube now at all. And he ended up giving me a tough enough night. I stopped him in 3 rounds, but it was a tough fight. He was a hardy buck and hurt my hands off his head, and he was strong enough himself, like. So it was probably my debut. I've had tougher fights then as they come in. Obviously, I'm progressing as my career goes on, and as the fights are supposed to get harder. To be fair, they haven't really. I've had a couple of fights that have been tricky more than physically demanding, but it's going well so far. And the last one, I suppose, was supposed to be kind of a tough fight. He was a tough Mexican, and I just caught him with a good shot in the second round, and thankfully it didn't end up being a tough night.
Fair play to you, yeah. No, I was amazed looking online, like the amount, like how much of an international scene it is. Obviously, boxing is one of the biggest sports in the world, and I suppose I better admit from the start I'm very poor at my boxing knowledge. But I have fierce respect for fellas who get in the ring, because it's no joke. Do you know, as you know yourself, it's about as physical of a sport as you get. Really.
100%. And apart from that, they call it the loneliest sport in the world. There's a lot of ups and downs in boxing, and even on training days there, you might have a bad spar or something. It's a long day then until the next session when you can put that spar behind you. So there's a lot of ups and downs in boxing, a lot of lonely days, but they make the good days better. Then again, I've been lucky to travel the world with boxing. I've had so many unbelievable experiences, and I'm only 26, so still only getting going really in the pro boxing game.
You've loads ahead of you as well. So you're based in Manchester at the moment, kind of for boxing training, I suppose, and then which I find is just so cool. You're back to Cork then in the bar every weekend, just putting points. How is this lifestyle kind of treating you at the moment? Are you happy out with it?
Yeah, it's unreal. I was based in Los Angeles for about 1.5 years, and I was kind of home every 8 weeks, which was hard because I love being at home. I love being around my family and friends and all that. My girlfriend. And that was hard kind of leaving home, and then I came closer to home and found an unbelievable trainer over Manchester, Lee Baird, who is improving me. Like I'm after improving so much. Like when I went to him September last year, and me now, like it's two different fighters. To be honest, I'm so happy with how things have gone with him, how things are going with him, and the development under his eye. But like that shows how good of a coach he is with the improvement I'm making all the time. But we put in the work over there. We work very hard, and so far I've kind of been over there Monday to Friday, then home for the weekend and back over. So it's still been a good bit of travelling. But
of course.
now I'm stepping up to the 10 round and 12 rounders. I'll be planning kind of hopefully getting an apartment over there and staying over there a little bit more long term.
Brilliant, fair play to you. Yeah, like I remember listening just to your interview with Rory O'Hagan, and I think it was C103 or Red FM or something.
Yeah.
And yeah, you really spoke highly of Lee Beard.
Yeah.
Sorry, yeah, he's so no, like it's that's very important in any sport really, is to have a good coach. This is kind of one question I really wanted to ask you, because I'm really, you know, as I say, I'm not going to claim to be a boxing expert whatsoever, but I really do want to see the betterment of sport in Ireland. So what is your kind of thoughts on the current state of the boxing scene in Ireland as a whole?
In Ireland, it's flying, to be honest. Professional boxing is flying. We have a big show just announced there now on Paddy's weekend, and some massive fights on it. Frank Warren coming to Dublin. It's always a good night to having boxing in the Tree Arena. We don't get enough professional boxing. We don't get enough big nights of professional boxing in the likes of the Tree Arena and big venues like that. But it's improving all the time. It's growing all the time. There's more pros every week. There's someone turning professional every week, and some top amateurs turning pro. So the state of professional boxing is probably the strongest it's been in a long time. We've obviously the likes of Katie Taylor, an absolute hero in Ireland. We've Anthony Kakachi, who's a world champion. We've some top class fighters and fellas on the verge of fighting for titles. So it's in a great place. And then the amateur boxing has always really been in a great place. We've Olympians there all the time, Olympic medalists, Olympic champions, world champions. It's unbelievable the talent that comes out of this small island, and we're very, very lucky to have it.
Absolutely. No, look, we're the fighting Irish, as they say, you know, and it definitely, you can see it in the boxing. So as obviously you're a professional boxer now, could you take us through your diet and training kind of regime during an average week?
Yeah, so we train like in Manchester. If I was there Monday, if I was there for the whole week, you'd probably do 11 sessions, I'd say. So normally it's like kind of 2 sessions a day, 1 session on a Saturday, and then you relax on a Sunday. And then the training is just, or the eating, sorry, it's just having a good diet, just clean eating, plenty of protein, getting your electrolytes into your protein shake, sorry, and just eating good, get your carbon up before tough sessions, and recovering well with good food after tough sessions as well. Yeah, I love my grub. When I'm at home and I'm not on a diet, I kind of share that a lot on TikTok as well.
Yeah.
People, I'm starting to get a name for being a bit of a fatty over at home in Cork. But I love my grub in Cork, and so we're the food capital of Ireland, so it's the best place to be when you're eating good grub. But yeah, my diet's good now. I started back there now last Saturday. I think I'm the first person ever to start a diet on a Saturday. But I guilted myself into the KCs, and I started straight away then on the healthy food. So back into the swing of things now, and already down a bit of weight since Christmas, and on good track now.
Fair play to you. Yeah, no, look, I know myself now. I'm nowhere near your level with professional boxing, but you know, when you tip away with the GA or the gym or whatever, the diet is half the battle, really.
Yeah, of course. Like you're fueling the sessions. You know what I mean? You need to be eating good. I've had fights there. I was actually on a podcast last night. I was on about one of the fights I had over in Russia, and the food was cat over there. So I was eating chocolate, and I was probably about 16, 17, so I didn't really, obviously I know I shouldn't have been eating chocolate then, but I didn't realise the importance of eating good for fueling your performance. And I remember your man boxed that off me, to be honest. I had nothing in the tank. I was tired after a couple of minutes, and then it was just it felt like a long fight. Felt unfit after doing a full training camp for it, and that's all down to your diet. So the importance of your diet is unbelievable. I can only imagine how even with the GA, you look at the GA players there, they're units, they're specimen of men, unbelievable athletes. But what's your diet like? How?
Yeah, like, well, look, it's over the Christmas, forget about it. It's
Yeah.
very poor, you know. But
I think we can all just forget about it for
yeah,
Christmas. That's fair enough.
exactly. In general, I like omelets now.
Yeah.
I think they're a great source of protein, and they actually taste nice as well.
Yeah.
I suppose it's a lot of the time it's whatever Mam's cooking as well. You kind of have to be happy with that. Whether it's a roast dinner.
Mam's cooking is always good too. Like,
100%. Yeah, like I suppose I'm like you said a while ago. I'll be looking to lose a bit of weight now over the next few months. The thing with losing weight is it's actually very simple, but it's not easy. That's how I would describe it. You know,
it's simple, yeah. It's simple. You just have to be disciplined and consistent with
exactly,
it.
Yeah.
What will you do now for that?
So I kind of usually go on I suppose obviously a calorie deficit.
Yeah.
For me a deficit is about 2,000.
Yeah.
Probably
easy.
No, it's very little really, isn't it?
Yeah.
So like I suppose you're eating like this doesn't work for everyone, but it kind of tends to work for me, a bit of intermittent fasting in the morning, kind of just lay off the food in the morning, and then as I say, maybe the first meal might be an omelette or something like that. I suppose do a bit of gym training or a normal session or whatever, and then you're off to and then you probably finish the meal with dinner. I suppose the thing with dinner is you want to leave a nice bit of calories in the evening,
of course,
just to make sure that you're not that you're actually saving a bit for yourself in case it's a higher calorie meal. So yeah, that's kind of what I do. But,
what club are you with?
Glamworth here. Hyde Rovers is the hurling.
And how many days a week would you be training there then?
Twice a week usually. Yeah.
Is that all on the pitch or is it in the gym as well? Or?
2 pitch sessions and then we don't really. Well, we're kind of doing gym sessions now off season. But during the on season, kind of fellas are expected to do their own bit.
So when is the on season for?
That
football or is that for
football and hurling? It's kind of starts at the same time. It all starts about late February, early March.
So it's not too far away. So
no, it's not.
And you finish up when?
Depending on how well you do, but average about November time.
Right. Yeah. So it's a long season.
Oh, it's a long out season.
Yeah. So you don't have too much time off.
No.
But see, I suppose when you're training, like if you did a small bit every day, your calorie deficit, your calories wouldn't be as low then. You know what I mean?
Exactly.
If I was training now, like. Probably a calorie deficit for me is probably like 2.4 or something like that.
Maybe.
But I'd be training like twice a day. It's 2.4 at the minute and I'm training once. But I'll be going back to Manchester now in 2 weeks' time and probably can up the calories a small bit then because I'll be training twice a day.
But that'd be brilliant,
But I'm planning on bringing the weight down a bit anyway. I was heavy after Christmas, so bringing the weight down a bit before I get to Manchester. So it's not too hard then when you're training, you can kind of concentrate more on recovering from sessions rather than your actual weight because the weight is on track then. But yeah, that's good. I'd be I was never involved in GAA, but obviously with how well Cork are doing there recently in the last couple of years, I'm a massive fan of Cork, of being from Cork, so it's great to see like your own people doing so well and going to the Cork games. It's a great day out, everyone supporting it and it's unbelievable. But I'd be very intrigued about like the setup around it and their nutrition now and their training sessions and how they work it and stuff like that. I'm very interested even like what the club training is like now. I'd be interested in that.
Yeah, no, it's like I'd say Cork training is just another level. Do you know what I mean? And they're on serious gym plans and everything like that. But yeah, it's no joke at the club level either. Like it's everyone takes it very seriously nowadays. Like so,
of course.
Do you know what I mean?
Kind of have to what you put in, you get out of it as well.
Well, exactly, absolutely, that's it. And if he probably isn't watching, but if he is, shout out to Adrian. He's our new coach for this year, and Jesus, he's well able to put you through a tough session.
Adrian, if you're the coach though and you're not watching, you should be ashamed of yourself. You should be supporting the main man now.
I suppose he's a Limerick man, so he might leave him out. But no, absolutely, he's well able to put
Is he travelling down from Limerick?
He is, in fairness to him, he's good for that.
How far is Limerick from here?
Well, to be fair, it's quite close to here. It'd be about a half an hour. Like this is very north to Cork, you know.
So you're kind of halfway.
Yeah.
Halfway between.
Exactly. Like once you get to Kildare, you're basically there, you know, which is only down the road.
Actually, not making that much of a commitment.
I suppose he isn't really. I'll say that quiet now. But exactly. But just to get back to the boxing side of things.
Let's talk about you.
In 3 words, for aspiring boxers. What did it take to become, what kind of does it take to become a professional boxer, would you say?
3 words. Commitment, consistency, I suppose commitment and discipline are kind of, well, no, they're not, and discipline. Like as I said earlier, you're going to have a lot of ups and downs in boxing. A lot of, you'll doubt yourself a lot, and it's just overcoming that and having the right people around you, thinking the right thoughts, and just being positive and believing in yourself as much as you can. As I said, a lot of ups and downs, losses, injuries, like you will have a lot of doubts, and I've had it a lot since a child, really. But I think everyone has, and anyone that says they haven't is a spoofer, really. But yeah, like you need to have your goals set, no matter how big or how small they are, and just always remember what your goal is. Even if things aren't looking good for you, just keep your goals inside and keep trucking on towards that, because tomorrow's a better day. Tomorrow's another day to get better, to keep improving, and improvement is the main thing for me. That's all I always look for, is to keep improving, keep getting better, no matter what I have to do to get better. That's what I want to do. I'll do whatever I have to do to get better and keep improving.
Fair play, that's fantastic. Yeah. No, hopefully the young aspiring boxers can hear that message. So your father, Gary Hyde, is your manager, kind of agent.
Yeah.
How important is it to what you do to have like such a close family member supporting your journey, I suppose?
Unreal, to be honest. My dad has been around. My dad has managed so many different fighters, world champions and world title challengers, and he's had a lot of experience in the professional boxing game. So it's great to have someone that knows so much about it. And also, when he was managing them, he had me around with him, so I know so much about it as well now. So it's I've learned so much from him, and it's great to have him guide me and looking after me, and obviously I know he has my best interests at heart, and he does everything for me. To be honest, I'd be lost without him and my mum. They're very good to me, and I can't thank them enough, really. Like my dad did last show there in Cork, he promoted that, and I know the stress that goes through that, and he's trying to hide that from me, but I can still see bits of it. But he was hiding it best he could, and it's hard to promote a show, and then your son is fighting on it as well. So I can only imagine the stress they were going through. But I'm very lucky to have him involved in my career and pushing me on. He comes over most weeks with me to Manchester, so it's great to have that support from home. I'm blessed to have it, to be honest.
And that's unreal. You know, when I actually, when I found that out that it is your father who's your manager, I just thought that was amazing. Like, it's just such a nice kind of success story to see. So no, fair play. That's fantastic. We'll have to get Gary on someday and get have a chat with him. Your great granduncle, also named Tommy Hyde. Yeah. He actually represented Ireland for many years, even coming out victorious on many occasions against other big nations. He is, undoubtedly one of Ireland's greatest ever boxers. So like, is it important for you to honour his legacy today in 2026?
Yeah, of course. Like when I'm talking to older lads there now that they'd mention Tommy Hyde, or they'd ask me what's my name if I was in the gym there and someone mentioned boxing to me, and I'd be chatting away, and then some older fella might hear me talk about boxing, and he said, "Do you do it?" And then he said, "What's your name?" And I said, "Tommy Hyde." They'd always say, "Are you anything to the old Tommy Hyde, Thomas Hyde?" So even hearing that is kind of, it's the legacy he's after leaving behind him. Yeah. I've heard so many great stories about him, how much of a gentleman he was, and look, I tried to be a nice fella to people myself, and he was a brilliant boxer, and I hope to carry on his name and his legacy and make it greater again. He's known as the Prince of Cork boxing, so it's mad, like coming from that background. Like my granddad boxed, my dad boxed, and I think it just follows suit. You know what I mean? My kids would probably, even though I wouldn't want them to, I'd like them to do a bit of boxing training maybe. But like, as I said, there's a lot of ups and downs a while ago. I keep saying that, but it's a lonely sport, so I wouldn't be too fond of my kids boxing, but I'd love them to train and kind of not compete, but train and get the discipline of training in a boxing club with a coach and stuff like that. But like, you're gonna kind of follow suit from what your dad does or your granddad does. Like you're probably your parents or your grandparents probably played GA and stuff. Yeah. So that leads you to go into it then as well, doesn't it?
Absolutely. No, it's great to have like family traditions in sport, like, and like that's even mad that you might meet an older fella in the gym and he'll say, oh yeah, he knows, and that just shows the legacy he left, I suppose, really. Yeah. No, I found that unreal as well. but no, you no doubt you're doing him proud anyway today, you know.
Yeah.
And can I ask, did you ever know him? Or?
I did. I
Yeah.
know him. I met him, like, I used to be around him when I was like 10.
Right.
Not even, I was a bit younger, I'd say. But he had dementia, so
Yeah.
it was kind of, he wasn't all there, if that makes sense. You're kind of chatting to him, and I would have loved to have been this age now, chatting to him to just pick his brains about stuff and hear the stories that he had of boxing back then. Obviously, it was in the 1940s, so it's like, how many years ago? It's nearly...
It's about 80, I suppose.
80 years ago, you know what I mean?
So,
So it's, I can only imagine what the boxing scene was like then in Ireland, and then he was fighting for Ireland abroad as well, so it would have been cool to hear the stories. And I've never got any videos of him, but saw a couple of photos and stuff, which are brilliant as well, and great to have.
Unreal. Yeah, that's what you want. Fair play to him. It's you know, you've some serious legacy to Hyde's in boxing in Ireland. As you pretty much alluded to earlier, as Cork people, we're almost like a mini nation in and of ourselves. You know, and we all just absolutely love what you do. So what I might ask is, what does the support from the people of Cork, what does it mean to you?
It's unreal. As I kind of mentioned there about the Cork hurlers, the support they get. I think, and it's like if there's anyone doing well in Cork, the support that they get behind them is unbelievable. No matter what the sport is, no matter what they do. Killian Murphy, the support he gets from Cork, we're just proud of our people and proud of where we're from, and I think it's important that the sports stars, not saying I would ever do that, but I'm not big enough to do that anyway. But like, that people don't forget where they come from, because I think that's very important to know where your roots are and stuff like that. But look, I love being from Cork and love representing Cork. It's home, and I love being from here, so I'm proud of the people that we produce, and I'm proud to be one of them and flying the Cork flag.
Fair play to you, I love to hear that. And this is kind of a similar question now, and you kind of touched on it, but like, what does being from Cork, and even just on a broader level, your Irishness, what does that mean to you?
Unreal. Sure, like the Irish are, again, they're a proud nation. We are a proud nation. Like, I fought in Boston, Melbourne, and I've been getting support over there just because I'm an Irishman fighting in these places. Especially Melbourne, I put into like it's like a page on Facebook. It's Irish around Melbourne. Next one, there's people text me that don't know who I am, and they're just coming to the fight because I'm Irish and they want to support me. Which I think is like, I don't know, is there any other country in the world that would do that really?
No.
It's unreal. We're everywhere around the world. Anywhere you go, there's an Irish pub.
Yes.
And we just support our own, which I think is brilliant. You see the support that it's like Cork. We support our own, which is it's a very important thing to do. And all the Irish people are kind of similar to that. I've got great support everywhere, and I've went around the world, and I'm very lucky to be from Ireland.
Unreal, fair play. I love to see patriotism within our sports stars. You know, it's fantastic.
Like when and even outside the sports, like when you go away, the first place someone goes is to an Irish bar, really. You know what I mean? Whether it's for food or what it's for, you're going away to get out of Ireland, and then you go to an Irish bar. I don't know what the practice is like.
That's true. Yeah. No, we make our presence known all throughout the world.
And the music and all that. You know what I mean? Great Irish music. I love the ballads, and I'm working on a Sunday. If I'm working in the bar, I'd have the ballads on straight away. So I love listening to the ballads and the Irish music. So yeah, I'm proud Irish.
You're very proud of it. Fair play to you. So 2025 is a big year for you, ending it off with a win in Procreate Hall, Grand Braher in November against Mexican boxer Paul Valenzuela. I think that's how you pronounce it. Yeah. Were you happy with how that went for you? With how the year went for you overall?
Yeah, it was a good year. A lot of experiences fighting in different parts of the world and different experiences that you wouldn't really expect to experience in a fight. Fights in Spain or Australia, Boston. I've kind of been all over now last year, sorry. And if we had something similar like that now this year, it wouldn't be too bad. Hopefully add a couple of belts to that this year. So yeah, I can't complain, and learned a lot about myself, learned a lot with boxing, and just think it's just going to improve me as a fighter, improve my knowledge of boxing, and just make me better.
Unreal. Yeah, no, it was a big year for you, as you said, for sure. And then obviously we're just about in 2026 now. What are your goals for 2026?
just keep winning. Hopefully a busy year now, and as I said, get a couple of titles and get my ranking up there, and hopefully crack the top 15 in the world now in the next couple of months. And once I'm there, then there's no rush with it really. Just keep developing and keep, as I said earlier, just keep improving is the main thing for me. Look, everyone has different goals, and as I was saying earlier, set your goals high, and just keep your eyes on that goal. You know what I mean?
Fantastic.
I think it's important to have goals.
Oh,
You probably have goals now for yourself for the upcoming season, like yeah.
Yeah, absolutely. Like you know, it's like you need something to aim for if you want to do anything like
what will be your goal now for this season?
So look, I'll be honest, I'm not a great player at all. I kind of tip away, but I would like to just make more of an impact than I have the last few years, maybe come on more. To be honest, the most important thing to me as well is I think training is huge.
Yeah,
because I kind of accept now that I don't accept it forever, but for the moment I'm probably not going to be a starter. But I would like to get to a level where I'm in training and I'm really making training better.
Yeah.
Now I don't think I do too bad at that at the moment anyway, but that would be definitely a goal of mine, would be to make sure that the training is at a high standard and I'm kind of contributing to that. That would be
like as I said, for like young boxers and stuff like that, it's the same thing I suppose. For any sports, there's good days and bad days.
Yeah.
But it's always about improving and getting better, and just being better than you were yesterday.
Yes.
And ticking every box then, as we were saying, with the diet and training hard and looking after yourself. And that's all you can do really, is just strive to be better. And like when I said what your goals for the season, I suppose I should have said what your goals for the year, because it mightn't be sports related. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
I mean, the podcast.
That's a big one for sure.
Of course,
yeah.
I suppose with podcasts, from what I've seen with podcasts, is the main thing with that is consistency.
Yes.
It's trying to get out as much as you can, maybe one a week or like a couple of months or something like that. I'm always listening to podcasts. To be honest, I was listening to a podcast on the way down there now, and there's a couple now that took the break over Christmas, and I'm waiting for them to come back.
Yeah.
And I think consistency is the big thing with the podcast. So
for sure.
And then you get the right guest on as well that way. You know what I mean?
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. No, that's a huge goal as well.
Yeah.
Like, I definitely wanna.
And like anything, the more you do it, the more comfortable you're going to get with it as well.
Absolutely, that's very true. Like obviously you were on Cornelius last night. I'd say that was a class experience.
Great.
Yeah.
Like he's just a natural. He started. He gave an intro there, and I was like, I went down for a couple of minutes, and I was like, Jesus, like you were made for this game anyway, because he's very good at it. But look, he's not. It's not like his first time doing something like this. He had a podcast with Chris Kent,
that's right,
Trained by the Lee, and then he's stand-up comedian, so he's used to this crack, like, but he's very, very good at it.
Oh, he's gas. Yeah. He actually, there's and you're more than welcome to come this year. We've an event every year here in Glanworth, Glanfest.
Right.
And he actually came down to it a few years ago, and Jesus, like he's
when
gas.
is that?
It is on in May.
Right.
Yeah. So
and what is it like?
It's like a festival, a 3-day festival. So kind of Friday is like kind of just a taster. It's like a music night.
Like Longitude.
It's a bit like, it's honestly like Longitude for Glanworth, honestly. Yeah. Saturday then during the day we'll make sure to get a bit of fitness in before the drinking starts.
Right.
So we'll do kind of a GA kind of 7-a-side tournament.
Savage,
yeah. And then Sunday there's a little farmers market, which is always actually has very good stuff in the pitch. And then Saturday, I missed actually Saturday night is obviously you go on the tear, and then Sunday night at the tear again. It's a brilliant weekend. Cornelius.
I never heard of it.
Yeah. No, it's really you'd be more than welcome now.
Yeah.
And it's a brilliant weekend. And Cornelius was there now a few. I suppose it was 2 years ago now he was there, and sure he's great cat. He's gas. Yeah. He doesn't live too far away from here either. I think.
Where is he?
Killavullen.
Is he Killavullen?
Yeah, without giving away too much, I think he's Killavullen. Yeah, which is only very close to here as well. Yeah, you'd often see him at the GA matches even, and he loves it. He actually, another story, he actually he beat us in a football game last year as manager. He was coach of Ballyclaw, I want to say.
Ballyclaw, yeah. I was listening to the podcast yesterday, and he was on about Ballyclaw.
That's where he's from. He was the coach of their junior B side, and we were, to be honest, destroying the game. I'd say we were 7 or 8 points up, and they just never gave up. And like a lot, we have in our junior B team now, we'd have a nice few like young fellas coming up, who will be hopefully playing for this intermediate side in the future. But Jesus, like, I'm not being anywhere trying to be mean here, but like I'd say their team was full of old fellas, but they still came back. Like he was just barking at them on the side, brilliant. Yeah, so
you can't be bad if they're full of old fellas in the beach. So
that's true. I know.
You can't be bad about it.
That's very true.
What were your goals for the podcast now this year?
Yeah, so I we had Brendan Collins on a few months ago. Brendan is a gent, been a very good friend of mine for months, and I kind of set the goal then that I'd try and get one out every week. But I kind of reaching out to people, they're not always as generous as you. Some people don't even give you a response, to be honest. So I kind of maybe put the head down and didn't. But what I would like to get at least one out. I'm going to say at least 1 or 2 a month. Yeah. Maybe 1 a week might be a bit much yet, but if I get 1 or 2 a month, I'd be delighted.
As the podcast grows, the easier it'll be to get guests, I suppose.
Yes, yeah.
For sure. And again, like you just have to be consistent with it, do you know what I mean?
That's very true. I suppose what I want to do as well is get a few more clips out, because that's kind of how people find you, is they might see a clip online, they might like it, and that's kind of the main goals, do you know what I mean?
Brilliant.
You should have a podcast yourself, you're a great engineer.
Do you know what, I was thinking about it, and I can talk shit all day, but I was thinking about it, it's just finding the time to do it.
I know.
But I actually would really enjoy it, because as I said, I love listening to podcasts, but I go through fads where I want to do stuff all the time. One week there I want to open a coffee shop, next week I want to do something else, and then I do boxing classes now as well, so that fad is going on about 2 years now, so that's not too bad. It's not much of a fad, but like, it's just finding the time. But if I did do a podcast, like, there's loads of people I could get on in Manchester, and I'm always travelling, so there's loads of guests I could get on, like, so it would be kind of cool, like, but
definitely.
It's just finding the time to do it.
And there's definitely like a core fan base of boxing fans in Ireland that would.
I think I'd love to kind of go outside the boxing fans, like, because I don't want to be just known as the boxer either.
100%.
I go in town there and some say, "Oh, you're the fella from TikTok." I don't want to be known as a TikTok either. Maybe man of many talents.
Fair play to you.
Many trades, really. But I'd love to do a podcast, but it's just finding the time, and I suppose throwing a pair of balls in and doing it like yourself, like you did. It's not an easy thing to start, and kind of you have to just go for it, I suppose. Fair play, yeah.
Thanks very much. I appreciate that a lot. No, look, you're interviewing me away here. In fairness to you, so I'd say you'd be well able. No, so you have a listener in me anyway if you ever decide to do it.
I've won anyway as well. You, my mum and dad.
I'm sure you get plenty more.
But it's like, I think the important thing with a podcast is like having a chat like we're having. I think it's good because it's an easy listen. Maybe we're not easy to listen to, but other podcasts when you listen to them and having a bit of crack, having a chat, I think it's easy to listen to.
No, I prefer when it's more of a you're just having a chat.
Casual.
Like it's very robotic if I just kind of asked you. Now, look, I love asking you these questions as well because I wanted to know the stuff about you. But like it's very robotic if that's all you're doing. So it's great that you're well able to bounce off me as well, which is fantastic.
I suppose you just need to have a kind of a flow going. You know what I mean?
Yes.
I'd love to start one eventually.
Fair play to you. We'll in the works. Keep your eyes peeled, lads. What would you like kind of your overall legacy to be? Please God, you still have a good 15-20 years at least boxing, but when you retire, whenever
I don't know about that.
what would you like your legacy to be,
Just remember for being in good fights, for bringing big nights to Cork and winning, being a world champion. That's my goal, as always has been. I want to be a world champion. I want to bring big fights to Cork, as I said, and make plenty of money. That's important too, and secure a future for my family and my future family. That's the goal, and then set myself up for life after boxing, because there's a lot more to life than boxing. I don't plan on boxing for 10-15 years either. I don't want to be boxing too long either. I'm in this game now since I'm 19 years, so it's a long time. Long time of getting punched in the head and stuff like that. But look, I'm lucky to be. I'm blessed that I'm healthy and fit, and I'm still loving the sport. But the next couple of years are big years for me, and then we look at what's next then after that.
Fair play to you. I think like you know, myself, I think the closest thing I ever did to any sort of like combat sport was probably karate when I was very young.
Yeah.
But I think it would be great if more young fellas did take up a combat sport just for the simple thing of being able to defend yourself if you ever need to or anything like that.
And just the confidence it gives you.
Yeah.
Like, to be fair, I don't think I've ever had to defend myself outside of boxing.
That's good, yeah.
I'm lucky, I suppose, if you're nice to people, normally they're going to be nice to you once they don't take you for being a bit of a fool. Which I'm lucky, I've never really had to defend myself. I've never been.
Yeah.
I'm not a fella into altercations really. I'm not very argumentative, so I'm kind of a chill out fella. So I'd rather have the crack than arguing with someone.
100%. That's the way to be. Yeah.
And what did you think of the karate?
I wasn't too fond of it now. I know, like I was very young. I was probably maybe 7 or 8 or something. But like I wasn't. It just wasn't really for me, to be honest. Yeah.
I actually don't know many people that do karate or have done it. I know a lot of people who taekwondo.
Yeah.
I know a lot of kids getting into MMA and stuff, which is great as well. That's right. There's so much discipline to MMA.
Yeah.
Like the time I have to put in for boxing, and that's one discipline, but MMA is like so many. It's mental how they keep it all going. In fairness,
I know, it's crazy. Yeah, and there is a lot of upcoming MMA fighters as well, which obviously there's a lot of famous ones. You've your McGregors in this world, but
there's plenty in Cork too, which is brilliant. Brilliant. Jodie McCarthy, she worked in our bar. Jodie's probably 20, and Jodie the Beast McCarthy, she was going viral when she was like 10 or 11 over doing Muay Thai over in Thailand. Dana White was flying her to Vegas and stuff like that to see her, and then she kind of went off for a while. I remember sparring. She came up to Mayfield Boxing Club. She was probably about 11, and she was flogging fellas there, like same age as her. And I was like, who is this one? And now, like, as I said, she's about 19 or 20 now, and I think she's 3-0 as a MMA fighter now. She's absolutely flying it, and she's a great girl. She's very shy, which is like, it kind of goes, she's the opposite end when she's inside the ring, or in the octagon. We went to, I think it was our first fight, and my nephew was only 10, and he showed up, go on Jodie, and she is in the middle of a fight, and she looked down laughing, as in like nearly embarrassed, and then she went out and I think she choked one out, she popped one's elbow out, or shoulder out.
Wow.
But she is, like I always say, she's a beast, and that's her nickname. But you never think you're looking at her, she's doing great things, like, and I think she's probably going to be a superstar, like.
That's unreal here.
It's unreal seeing it. There's plenty others in Cork now as well, like there's John Mitchell over in Dubai is doing big things as well with PFL, and I think Brian Manning there from Cork City just signed the Octagon. I'm not big into MMA, I know, to be honest, so I'm not going to bluff away about it, but I know the names because I follow them on Instagram, and it's great seeing them doing big things, and like there's so many pro boxers from Cork now. We'll all push each other on, like it's great, and we all support each other. That's very important too.
That's unreal to see. It's really fantastic. As we kind of round off there, I think it would be probably remiss of me not to mention, and you made a lovely tribute to him, Paul McCullough in Belfast. Unfortunately passed away recently. Do you want to just maybe talk a bit about Paul?
I put up a video there. I put up a video on social media there 2 days ago about Paul, and I've actually told that story before to a lot of people about how strong he was and how much of a big puncher he was. And I know Paul, as I said, since I'm 10 or 11 years of age, and always kind of followed each other and seen each other up to as we were progressing and getting older. And then we ended up fighting when we were seniors, 2 fights, and he was strong as an ox. I'll never forget that. He hit like a mule, like. But like, you kind of gain an extra respect for someone when you fight him. And we fought twice, and he was always a lovely fella. We always had a lot of respect, and our families had a lot of respect for each other. His dad's a lovely man, and his uncle and his granddad was a great boxing coach. So it's look, it kind of hits home. It's very close to home, and he's the same age as me. We grew up in the same circles, and obviously we both come from boxing families. So it's very sad seeing it, and like it's scary. It puts things into perspective. Like you could be complaining there about small things that you'd have going on, and really you've fuck all problems.
Very true.
Like,
very true. Yeah.
It puts things into perspective. And apart from that, like, you look at it, like, on another note, Anthony Joshua there, like, he's making, like, money means fuck all really at the end of the day, but like, he's fighting Jake Paul and he's making the talk was like 60 million, and ex-volley's nearly killed a week later, his 2 buddies are killed, which is, it just puts things into perspective. We complain about things that are like very small, they're actually not important at all.
Absolutely.
Your health is your wealth, I suppose, and you don't realise you've any problems until when your health is a problem, then you forget about all the other small problems.
Yeah,
I mean?
I couldn't agree more actually. Yeah, no, it really actually touched me, that video that you made about poor old Paul. And like he by all accounts, like we've had actually a good few people from the north on this podcast. Some of them might be listening. They're mighty people, like in fairness, Belfast and all that. So no, just
good humour people.
Yes,
And like Belfast is a massive boxing city. I seen that there was some big names at the funeral there yesterday. I didn't get a chance to go up to it, but like I've seen Paul's dad around at a few of the boxing shows and the pro shows, and like all's gone on very well with him. Like he knows me since I'm a child, like his son. The same age as Paul, as I said, but it's very sad. And look, this is a very difficult time for his family and his girlfriend, and it's a very difficult time for them.
Yesterday, Reva Anam Usal, which just means may his noble soul rest in peace.
And you know what? Speaking of Paul, no, he was actually fluent in Irish.
Oh
as well.
my God.
He was fluent in Irish.
So.
I need to learn some Irish.
Some
cool fucking, isn't it?
Cool fucking few words, Listen, it's I have to admit, I've got a bit off the boil myself with it. Like I was kind of studying it last year in college. Didn't pass it, unfortunately.
So
kind of close, but
was that the course you were doing, was Irish, or?
Well, it was one of kind of 4 subjects,
Right.
And it just.
And where was that?
UCC.
All right.
Yeah.
Smarty pants. So.
I suppose. Well, I wouldn't say that, to be honest.
No, you said I suppose.
Yeah.
So you must
no, definitely not. Like it's the worst. It's probably the least smarty pants degree in UCC that you'll take. Look, I'll take it. No, look, it's in fairness. Look, I'm blessed to be there. Like, it's a great college and all that. Look,
and how long are you in there?
Just since last year.
Right.
So I should be in my 2nd year now, but unfortunately I'm not a smarty pants and I'm repeating first year. But look, it is what it is. So I'll be. I'm just kind of repeating a few modules and hopefully with a mind to get into 2nd year next year.
And what's the plan then after college?
So the plan is actually to go teaching.
Brilliant.
Yeah, secondary teacher.
Will you stay at home or will you go away for it? Or?
To be honest, I think I will stay at home.
Stay at home,
I mean, like I would never rule out going abroad for a few years. Obviously, as you said, you've done it and really enjoyed it. But like you, I think I am a bit of a homer. I think I would miss people and all that.
Of course.
Yeah.
Like I was just in Dubai there now before Christmas, and a lot of teachers go over there.
Yes.
Just supposed to look after the teachers well, I think. And look, it's a savage experience, I suppose.
Yeah.
But like that in my homer too. I was in Dubai for 8 days. What a place now, but I couldn't wait to get home and see it.
I know, I get you. I think that's kind of how I'd be. Like it looks really nice, Dubai. Like it unreal weather, like all the buildings and all that. But I think you would want to get home after a while. Like
I was like that. And my girlfriend now, she's like she'd moved there. I suppose she'd move anywhere really. Yeah. Anywhere we've been, she loves it. But I'm the opposite. I want to be home because I'm never really at home, so I like being there. Then.
Yeah. That's it.
But like with the Irish there, like what to say is if you don't use it, you lose it. So
that's it.
I was chatting to a fella. There was a fella come my here yesterday. My normal barber was Jay Baz, and I normally book an appointment, but I had Cornelius' podcast yesterday, so I was rushing for a haircut. So I said, Jesus, I was going to this place. Went into a hairdresser's in Cork yesterday, and the barber was Polish, and he was on about he's learning English, like, but he's over here like 14 years, but he went back to Poland for 3 years. Then in between that, and he says he wasn't speaking any English, so he came back and he was like learning it again.
Yeah,
like starting from scratch.
That's the reality with any language. Like what I would say is with the Irish is I'd say like I learned more just chatting away to like my friends in Irish than I learned in the actual classes and lectures. Do you know, because as probably you're a man from Poland, like it's you just learn so much when you're actually using it.
Yeah.
You know.
And did you do Irish in school?
We did, yeah. Secondary school, like.
Or was it an Irish speaking school, like?
Oh no, it wasn't. No, it was.
How are you so good at it?
Well, I suppose to be honest, I was always very average at it up until like the end of 6th year, and then I don't know what came over me. At the end of 6th year, I just really decided I was going to kind of give it my all.
Yeah.
And to be honest, I'd say if I didn't do that, I wouldn't have passed it. So it was kind of necessary. They kind of say men will do nothing unless they have to do something. And I kind of had to. I felt like if I don't lock in here, I'll just fail it. So I think that was a lot of it. And I just really kind of fell in love with the language then for a few months. But it gets when you kind of get out of that honeymoon period, and you have to, as we were talking about discipline earlier, it takes a bit of discipline to take out the books and do your study.
It does.
Yeah.
And consistency.
Consistency, yeah.
Yeah, I remember being in school and hating doing things in school. But now I wish I could speak Irish, because as I said, I'm a proud Irishman and I've no Irish. And then the same thing with hurling, I can't even hit a slitter. And then Jesus, what am I doing? But look, eventually I might start picking up a bit of Irish.
Good man yourself, man fair. That just means good man fair. Yeah. No, look,
making a fool out of me.
Not at all. Not at all. What's man fair? Actually, you'll have to look it up. But no, it is a great thing to reconnect with the language, though. In fairness, it really is. No, I couldn't recommend it to anyone. I'd recommend it to absolutely anyone. And you can have the thing with the languages, and I probably could take my own advice a bit on this, because I do take it a bit seriously sometimes. But have a bit of crack with it. Just if you make a few mistakes, who gives a fuck? And have a bit of crack with it. That's what I would say. I know. I would definitely. Anybody can pick it up. I suppose the other thing about it is, it's it isn't. Now it is it's a different family of languages to English, but it isn't a million it's not as it's close to English than Russian would be, for example.
Right.
Russian is just completely, or just as an example, Russian would be very different letters and everything. So you can, if you put a bit of effort, you can pick it up, so 100%. Tommy, I think if you're happy out, Tommy, it's been an absolute pleasure. Lads, thank you so much for listening. Tommy's been an absolute legend to talk to, and we wish him nothing but the best in his career. I'll leave your links down below for TikTok, Instagram. Anything else you're on?
YouTube, everything. Just look up my name.
Just look his name up and you'll definitely find him.
You see the big head.
It's been an absolute pleasure. Tommy, thank you so much again.
And hopefully I get on again soon. And best luck with everything with the podcast. Keep consistent with it, and please God, you do big things in it.
You're so man, Tommy. Thank you so much. Thanks everyone for watching, and we'll talk to you again soon. Good luck and God bless.